And welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. It is a fabulous day in the studio, at least, because Lisa McCoy is here from Great Glen Trails, Mount Washington Auto Road. I should say Great Glen Trails / Mount Washington Auto Road. So how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me in.
Absolutely. So did you get up and start riding at 5 o'clock this morning? But
No.
you know people who did.
So this morning, you were talking earlier about ambition. You saw that runner going by earlier. There have already been over 100 people who have ridden their bicycles up in the rain this morning on Mount Washington today, on the Auto Road. So kudos to everybody who got up really early this morning, braved the elements, and got out to ride.
And you said that's a practice ride.
The Bicycle Hill Climb is a fundraiser for Tin Mountain Conservation Center.
Right.
And so because of COVID, they had severely limited the number of people that were able to do the ride itself this upcoming August 21st. So they made the practice ride like a separate kind of event, and they called it the Early Bird.
Oh, cool.
So it was kind of an early bird event. Of course, everyone early bird riding this morning. Somewhat unsupport. You have to have your support driver, but it was not a timed event.
Yeah.
Records would not be counted today, so it's really just for people who are go-getters and
there you go. Well, kudos to them. Riding their bike up Mount Washington is.
I give them so much credit, especially in conditions like today.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I remember. I don't remember how many years ago there was the bike ride, and it was a very windy day, and there was one person who, got off her bike, whether she was blown off her bike or fell off her bike or whatever, and couldn't get going again. She had to go back down below tree line, out of the wind to get back on her bike and then go back up.
Oh my gosh!
So I
Wow.
mean, it's but that's what it's all about.
It is, and the Auto Road. It's incredible for that reason. It's not only just people driving themselves up the Auto Road and enjoying the mountain and all that it has to offer, but we have all these amazing kind of feats of strength and athleticism and creativity that happen on the Auto Road too, which is something to be celebrated every day. So
absolutely. So you've already had the running races.
We had our running race in June.
And
that was a really wonderful weekend event this year because of COVID. Again, we had done a women's race on Saturday and a men's race on Sunday. We're not sure what the format will be next year because
that one worked really well. So
I know. So it's kind of like, but. People do like the kind of big, award ceremony to kind of all gather together, and so we're working on 2022. So hopefully we don't have any COVID regulations at that time.
I hope so, yeah, or hope not, whichever way you want to say it.
And then we've had our ATV day on the Auto Road already, and so our events are in full swing.
Absolutely, and you've got the bike ride coming up.
We do, and so we have the 24-hour race is happening at the early August. I can talk about, I don't know if you guys, of course, Chris Prue is going to be our announcer for that event.
Oh, right.
And we're really excited to bring it back.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. We'll
Sure.
jump right into that, the 24 Hours of Great Glen, because the original one was back in early 90s. Yeah.
Yes.
And for a long time, and so it's nice that it's back. Same format, or?
So it's a different course, but same format. We're going to, set off the cannon right at noon on Saturday. And then racers have, you have the option. Some racers are doing a 12-hour race, and that ends right at midnight. And then if you're doing the 24-hour race, the event ends at noon the next day. And if you're still on course at noon, you have until 1 to finish your lap.
Right. And it's mountain biking.
Yes.
And it's a great event, and it's a great event for the non-athletes too, the support people or
It's
whatever.
true.
My wife did it a bunch of times, and friends did it, my kids did it, but not me. But it just was so much fun to be up there.
Yeah.
So the camaraderie and everybody just enjoying the time up there, and the nighttime riding. It's fun just watching the lights through the trees.
For sure. Yeah, we're excited to bring it back. 2015 was the last time that we had it, and so. We're psyched to bring back all the families like yours and people who kind of grew up with this event now, 5-6 years later, coming back in a different age group or category, and
Absolutely.
seeing, finding old friends again, and so we've got a band on Friday night, Slack Tide, who's going to come and help us celebrate. Moat Mountain is our title sponsor.
Nice.
And they're celebrating their 21st anniversary.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that. So,
yeah, but they've come a long way. And Barker Mountain Bikes over in Maine, they're our presenting sponsor. So we'll have festivities, and our theme this year is the Wizard of Oz. So all sorts of different.
There'll be different decorations
yes,
and such for that.
It's always kind of
fun. So
fun.
that's a lot of fun. So what are the dates for that?
That's August 7th and 8th.
And so a good time. And people start arriving the night before sometimes and getting ready.
Exactly.
And then every year there are those couple people who do it solo, and in 24 hours you think, you'll do the course 12 times in 24 hours. No, they're like at 36 times. It's just amazing.
It is amazing. There's a good number of solo riders this year, and what really amazes me is the solo single speed riders. Like, I don't really understand how they can do that whole course with one gear.
Right. I mean, I could understand maybe for one lap. Then I'll switch back to my 27 speed bike or whatever, or 36 speed or whatever it might be. But yeah, single speed bikes
that's incredible. Talk about athleticism.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
So yeah, it is a lot of fun, and there's food and everything else.
Yes, this year we're doing food vendor or food trucks. So Kimberly's gluten-free food truck will be there, and Crescent City Food, Cajun Food, and the Tin Can Cup Company. She makes crepes. She was actually there yesterday for our Seek the Peak event with the observatory. So
that'll be a lot of fun. So that's coming up.
Yep.
And then you said
we're bumping right into the Climb to the Clouds the weekend after that. And so 2 totally different events. Of course, the Climb to the Clouds is an auto race that goes up the auto road. And if you've not heard about this car race, this is definitely one to watch.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing to me, actually, what these drivers do. So it's a time trial car race. For anyone who doesn't know about Climb to the Clouds, they do not all go at once. There's not enough room.
Not enough room on the course, yeah, thankfully.
So cars leave at least 1 minute apart from each other, and it's a time trial. And we do 2 practice runs on Friday and Saturday. So the auto road is closed to all traffic in the morning on Friday and Saturday. And then it's closed throughout the whole entire day on Sunday. And this is August 13, 14, and 15. And so the practice runs, they practice on just one half of the mountain on Friday morning. And it all depends on the weather, of course.
Right, absolutely.
And then the same on Saturday, they practice on one half of the mountain. And then on Sunday, they do 2 full mountain timed runs, 1 full run in the morning and then 1 full run in the afternoon. And the results are all based on who's ever the fastest.
And it's amazing. And I know there's a great video you can find on YouTube of the last winner. And it's one of those things that you watch the video and you got to give a lot of credit to the driver. But just as much, you got to give a lot of credit to the navigator, who is basically sitting there telling them what to do. And they're not even looking up. They're just looking down.
Right.
And they're telling them, to turn here, and it's amazing. So that, the synchronization that the 2 people have to have is unbelievable. And it's fun. It's just a fun thing to watch. And if you watch that video and just listen to it, it's amazing.
Yeah, and so I think that was a video from 2014. In 2017, the winner, so that format with the navigator is a rally car. So I've learned a lot since I've started working this event. It's a rally car format where they're telling the driver, how to turn, how much what gear to be in. It's like a whole nother language, like you said. You listen to the driver, the person who's reading the notes. But in 2017, Travis went in the open class as the gentleman who has the current record.
Right.
Travis Pastrana, and he was solo. He didn't have a navigator.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
And,
there it is. They were
he's
showing the video right now.
And if you, I don't know if there's going to be a segment you'll see his eyes, perhaps, but you can get a sense of the speed at which he is going. It's phenomenal. A regular person driving the auto road, I drive it pretty slowly. It takes me at least a half an hour to get to the top.
Yeah.
In 2017, he set the record Do you have a guess? Do you know what it is?
I remember it, but I
you
can't
can see
remember.
his
Is it
eyes, maybe.
8 minutes or
5 minutes
5
and
minutes?
44 seconds. And so
I mean, I wouldn't even get up to like. I wouldn't get both.
it makes my palms sweat when I look at that video. So Subaru is the title sponsor, and Yokohama is the presenting sponsor, and they have built him a new car.
Oh, really?
And it's got 800 horsepower, and this car is called the Gymkhana, and they just took it to a race over in England, and they're hoping, perhaps, that they'll break another record. And it's kind of impossible to think that you could break that record. I don't understand, but it's amazing things happen on the auto road. So who knows what can happen?
And it's great. Yeah, so it's a fun event. So that's coming up on the 12th, 13th, 14th.
Yes, 13th, 14th, 15th. And the 15th is the race day, and so we do have spectator tickets that go up on the mountain. Those are, limited quantities.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you want to just come for the festival atmosphere at the base, you can come for the base area. There's food trucks. Watch them leave the starting line, burn some rubber, and we'll have an autograph session on Saturday with some of these drivers.
Great.
And on Saturday afternoon, you can walk around to the different pit areas and see the cars, check them out, talk to the drivers, and this is your thing.
Drive up with your Subaru and go, is mine like yours? Does it match? Can I do it?
My Subaru is definitely not like Travis Pastrana's Subaru.
No.
And you can get a sense of this car that he's driving. He did a video, like a takeover of his hometown in Maryland, and he launches this car on a jump over the harbor. I don't know, Matthew. You could probably pull this when you get me on it. It's
crazy.
called like the Gymkhana, Gymkhana. Yes. Incredible driver and an incredible car that they've built.
That's really cool.
Yep. And then the weekend after that, we're busy. That's when we're back to our bicycle hill climb.
Wow. You guys are busy.
We are very busy. It's really awesome to be back to hosting events again and bringing not only people who, of course, want to come and visit the mountain, like I said, but have these other feats of athleticism and creativity on the mountain.
And the great thing, too, is because you've got the Mount Washington Auto Road, and you've also got Great Glen Trails, which is a fabulous area at the base of the mountain. So you can do all these things, and you can have the tents, and you have plenty of room to spread out and do different things. And if you're there, you can peruse the trails and ride the trails, walk the trails, run the trails. So you really can kind of do both things.
Yeah, and well, there's a couple things. One, you can really make a day of it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You can go up on the auto road in the morning and then come back down, and we offer kayak trips. You want to go out on the river, we leave at 12:30 in the afternoon with our kayak trips, and we do everything. You could show up dressed just like you are today. We'll give you some boat shoes and a life jacket and send you on your way. And then you can go for a leisurely, paddle wildlife kayak tour on the, river. Usually we go up to the Androscoggin.
Yeah.
We see eagles all the time, sometimes moose. It's really actually like a gorgeous paddle.
Absolutely.
And then if you want to make, the whole weekend out of it, you just stay right at the Glen House.
That's true. You got that
so
too.
We've got the Glen House Hotel there, and so it makes it so that you don't really have to leave. You can stay and have that as your destination, your whole spot.
Perfect.
So
if people want to find out more about this, what's the best site to go to?
It's mt-washington.com, or you can Google Mount Washington Auto Road, and there it is.
Yeah.
And we've got it all. So you should.
Right, and if you don't want to drive your car up at 74 miles an hour, you can take the van, and they don't go at 74 miles an hour, but you take a van up, and that's so much fun because it's a guided tour. You find out so much about the mountain, and you don't have to drive it yourself.
You can just peer out the window.
Right,
and
for
look
whatever
out.
reason, if you don't want to drive it, you can do that, but you still get the experience of going up Mount Washington, getting to the top, and going on the road. So
yeah, and what's cool about taking a guided tour is that a lot of these drivers have been driving the road for a long time.
Right.
I almost said ages, but they would probably not like it if I said it.
they'd agree with you.
Yeah, maybe. And it's a small group of people, maximum 8 people in the van, and so you can use the opportunity to ask any question you can think of. And if they don't know the answer, usually they'll find out while you're while you're enjoying the summit experience, and then they'll kind of
Right.
tell you on the way down.
Or make it up is what I would do.
Right.
So so it's a lot of great things going on in Mount Washington Auto Road for events and everything else. Plus also checking out Great Glen Trails, and then pretty soon we'll be back to doing some cross country skiing and
I know, it's my
taking
favorite
the snow
season.
coach, and
Yeah.
so that'll be great. Well, Lisa, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you so much for having me.
And now, were you up there at 5 watching?
I was.
Oh, you were.
I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning getting ready to send those bicycles off.
Good for you.
So I saw them all, and they're off and running.
There you go. That sounds great.
Yep.
Lisa, thanks again.
Thank you.
And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.